This is Sierra coming to you live in Oklahoma with 5 kids on the other side of that wall that may or may not make noise. So I'm actually coming live to you to share some really cool algorithm hacks. I'm going to start with a song as I usually do, and this one is just specifically to encourage you. So I'm singing it a little bit different than the original lyrics. Let's go. You are invincible, unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable. When they knock you down, you get up again. You are the champion. They're gonna know your name. They can't hurt you now. You can't feel the pain. You were made for this. You were born to win. You are the champion. Anyways, it's great to see you on here. So that being said, I'm going to share a few things about how you can win with your Facebook based on the algorithms. I'm going to start off by giving a few tips that would be applicable for anybody, but then I'm going to share specifically how to hack the algorithm for your business. And so that being said, we'll just dive right into it. If you guys have any questions during this, drop it in the comments. If you are tuning in live, put live down in the comments below. If you watch this on the replay, put replay down below. And I do have one question for you before I jump into everything. So the question is this: have you ever been searching something online or maybe talking with a family member or friend, and then suddenly all of your ads that are sponsored on Facebook pop up with the thing that you were talking about? If so, say yes down in the comments and then share, like, what was the thing? What was the creepy thing that popped up for you? I would love to see everybody's answers. I've talked with people about this so many times before, and it is crazy how many people this has happened to. So that being said, I want to talk to you about how you can take and shape your Facebook newsfeed so that it's only showing you the things you want to see and not showing you the things that you don't want to see. So the very first thing that you want to do, and if you're like me, you access Facebook most of the time from your phone. So I'm actually using computer to go live right now. And correct me if I'm wrong, is it Bosco? Is that how you say your name? So hello from Australia. That's amazing. That's why I'm going live a little bit earlier so that people can tune in from all over the world. Hopefully one of my friends, Gyani Shwari, can tune in today because I went live a little bit earlier, but maybe not. I'm working on it. So whenever you're on Facebook, there's going to be this really cool thing on your newsfeed, and it's actually on my profile right now, but on your newsfeed, there's going to be 3 little dots up at the top of a post. And when you click on those 3 little dots, you can choose to save the post, obviously, but there's a little button here that a lot of people don't know about where you can choose to hide the post. You can also snooze certain pages or groups for a certain amount of time, or you can hide everything from that page or group, or you can hide the post from your friends. And so if there's certain friends who are really negative all the time, you could hide their posts. So that way you're still friends with them. You can still go support them whenever you want to, but that way you don't have to see the negativity. Or if there's like some stuff that people are talking about all the time, if you choose to hide those posts, like maybe it's something that was on the news recently and you just don't want to see that and it's just popping up all over the place, you can actually choose to hide that and Facebook will just stop showing it to you. But the next time that you click on something that's about that, it'll boost it back up in the algorithm for you. But the whole purpose of the algorithm is to actually give you what you want. So this is how you use the algorithm in favor so that you start seeing the things you really want to see and not the things that you don't. So the next thing on that was the news feed. So how you can do that with ads, let me see if we can get to a sponsored ad here. So here's one that's sponsored. And I can come over here and it'll actually give you the question, why am I seeing this ad? And so when you click on why am I seeing this ad, it actually tells you why they're targeting you. And you can go in there and you can actually remove some of those targets or say, I don't want to see this anymore. And that way it helps to where you don't have to see certain ads anymore because they're not applicable to you or because they, what's the question? What's the question that they have on here? Let me see. Hide all ads from this advertiser is an option. So if you really don't like somebody and it keeps popping up, you can click to hide all ads. If it was irrelevant to you, you can click to choose that, this isn't relevant to me. Like I was getting a bunch of network marketing ads popping up, and I'm not doing network marketing, so I don't need to have help with my network marketing business because it doesn't exist. So for me, that's one of the things that I chose to hide. So that being said, for groups and pages, if you have specific groups that you want to see all the information on, you can actually jump into the group and you can click see first and follow first. And so let me pull that up real quick. Let me pull up a huge group. So I'm going to pull up, there's one group called Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. And this group has something insane, like, 376,000 women in it. So it's huge. And this particular group, so here's the group here, and I can come over to, that's going to show me the members. I can come over here and I can go to the settings on the group for myself, and I can click to follow the group. I'm trying to find it. So some of the groups are set up a little bit differently. Go into about. Oh, they changed it again. They put it in a different location. Okay, so I will update in the comments where it's at. I'll do a screenshot and I'll show you guys later. I don't want to take all my time just scrolling on Facebook. Isn't that a silly thing? Doesn't that happen for a lot of people? If you've ever jumped on Facebook and just gotten stuck in the scroll for too long of a time, drop that down in the comments below. Say, yes, that was me. Wave at me, let me know. So that being said, you can go to groups, you can go to pages, you can click select to see first and to follow it. So if it's a group that you're extremely active in and you want to know all the updates from that, you can go click to see it first. You can do the same thing with pages. Now, one recommendation that I have for pages specifically is if you are not that person's target market, it is not helping them for you to like their page, even if they invited you. And the only thing it gives them is dopamine. So they get a little dopamine hit like, oh, so-and-so liked my page, I'm so happy. But it's not helpful for them if you're not their target market, because it actually lowers them in the algorithm. Because you're not, even if you're supportive of their stuff, if you're not their ideal customer, it's going to start targeting and showing more people just like you that information. And if you're not their target customer, then that's going to be really not beneficial for their business, because now it's going to show it to a bunch of people who aren't their target customer. And now they're not going to have the right people showing up on their page and seeing their stuff. So then all of their stuff is going to be lowered in the algorithm. So that being said, if you have friends that have pages or groups or something like that, and you're not the target person for that audience, it is 100% okay not to like it. And it is 100% okay not to join that group. So let's jump into the business side of it and how you would use the algorithm for your business. So when it comes to the ads, remember that people can hide your ad. Just like I was showing you a second ago, it's extremely easy to hide ads from certain people. So that being said, a lot of people don't even bother with it because they don't know about that feature, but a lot of people scroll past. And so one of the things that you want to make sure is that you're not inviting every single person to like your page. Like I was just mentioning a second ago, it lowers it in the algorithm. And the thing that you do want to do is that you want to get your targeted people, your targeted audience over to your page, and then you want to post posts that inspire conversation. And so this is how you get it to boost organically. So you don't have to do paid ads all the time. And I just remembered I have to scroll. It looks like a bunch of people have been commenting on here. There we go. She said, good friends with the snooze button. Yes. And okay. So to do those posts that inspire conversation, you could do like some little poll. You want to make sure that the questions that you're asking, that the people don't have to apply a lot of effort to answer it. If they have to answer it with a big, long, deep thought or a long paragraph or something, they're not going to want to answer that. So on your Facebook page, you want it to be something short, sweet, simple, easy. I did this a while back when I wasn't even really trying to do my page, but I asked, about branding colors for a family photo shoot or something like that, a year or so ago. And when I asked that, because I actually asked about what colors do you think are best for this? And then I tagged a few people that are photographers that I thought could give me insight. And several people commented on it because it's like, dropping a color is a super easy answer. And then in the comments, I could actually ask a few more digging questions and I could start a conversation. But starting a conversation on your post, on your page, will actually boost it in the algorithm so that more people see it. And again, the biggest thing to keep in mind with that is that you need to make sure it's only your target audience liking your page and not anybody else. Like if your grandma went and liked your page, tell your grandma to go unlike your page. If your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your sister's brother's best friend or something is somebody who's not your target audience has liked your page, make them stop. That lowers you in the algorithm. So you only want people who are your target audience liking your page. So that's pages. Now, talking about groups, and groups is my specialty. Groups is what I help people with, and that's what I work with my clients on, is boosting their groups. So when we're talking about boosting your group in the newsfeed, it's like the same principle with your page. You start conversations in the comments, that's going to boost some of those posts. And that's really, really good. But at the same time, you need to make sure that with your group, it is absolutely 100% relevant content to the group. Like, this is the biggest tip that I can leave you with on groups, is make sure your content is relevant. Like, when I'm going to an entrepreneur group, I do not want to talk about my kids. I do not want to talk about the food that I ate for the day. Like, that has nothing to do with my business. And so, if I want to talk about food, I will go to a foodie group. If I want to talk about my family, I will go to a family group. Marietta says, thank you. I hope I pronounced your name right. I don't know if it has like an accent or not. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. And I asked earlier if you've ever been hit by that creepy algorithm where you're either scrolling on some website somewhere or you are talking with a friend or family member and then something has popped up for you. Type yes down in the comments below on the sponsored ads. Type yes and then type what it was if you remember what it was. Type what the creepy thing was that popped up. I think one of my friends had recommended to me a specific speaker, and I don't even remember his name now. It might have been like Ken something or other. And I've never looked up this person. I didn't even type it into the search field. All I did was talk in a conversation to my friend. And then the next time I pulled up Facebook, I had an ad from that person. Like, totally crazy, right? So that's how amazing the Facebook algorithms are. The whole point of them, though, is just to give you what you want. And the way that you do that, if you missed it at the beginning, I talked about how you can go hide certain things that you don't want to see and how you can use the algorithm to make sure that your newsfeed is only what you want. And I'm talking now about how you use it for business. Okay, so when you're doing your groups, I talked about making sure the content is relevant. But again, too, just like with pages, you want to start those conversations down in the comments below. And so the other thing that I wanted to talk about is on your newsfeed. On your newsfeed, you have to be incredibly specific. And I'm talking about your Facebook profile. So when we're talking about specifically about your Facebook profile, you have to be incredibly specific. Because if you just post a picture of your family, if you're doing it for business, if you're doing a post specifically for business, if you post a picture of your family and then you write something up at the top that tells about a cool story and then at the end it has some call to action for your business, Facebook is going to take that family photo and they are going to show it to your loved ones. All your friends and family that are not your target audience, that don't want to buy from you. They're going to show it to them first because those are the kind of people who usually like those posts. So the algorithm works in that way to show the people who like that kind of content. Now, your followers might like that, but that's definitely not the kind of post where you want to put a call to action for your business because it is totally wasted. And one of the other things that can happen is people can say that, that because something was boosted, like when it comes to ads, they can say that this was not accurate to what the information was talking about. So a lot of times, Facebook's algorithms for like recognizing photos is insanely good. So it'll recognize a face of a person and it'll say, okay, a lot of these friends on your friends list, like say you have 1,500 friends, 500 friends on this friends list really like to see pictures of your face. So it shows that to those people. Now, if those people are not your target business audience, then it doesn't do you any good. So if you post a picture of your face, it shows it to all of your family and friends that are not your target audience, and then you posted about your business in the comments, it doesn't even make sense, right? Another thing too is you don't need to put a picture necessarily if you're talking about your business. If you put a picture and it's related to the story, sometimes it just doesn't even make sense. So say you did some kind of relatable thing, like I love to use for my business. I talk about how part of what my offer is, it's like building the foundation of a house. So let's say I put a picture of a slab foundation where they're building a house on it. So because my post has nothing to do with that, who are the people who typically like foundations? Contractors, people who are building houses and buying houses. That's not my target audience. I don't want that. So I'm not going to post pictures that have nothing to do with my target audience. Like, my pictures need to be so targeted. My text that I'm writing about needs to be so targeted. Those algorithms are crazy good, and use them to your benefit. If you guys have a question, drop it down below. I don't think I've seen any questions yet. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. Maybe they are in your mind and you just have not shared it yet with the world around you because you're like, is this a dumb question? There are no dumb questions. Well, maybe there are. There might be a few, but I'm definitely not going to call you out and say it's dumb on here. So that being said, we talked about how to use your Facebook profile. We talked about, I'm writing stuff down. We talked about how to use your Facebook page. We talked about how to use your Facebook group. So one of the biggest things about the algorithms for groups to keep in mind is that your group needs to be a community. If you want more people who have come into your group, maybe they came in like a month ago and they never really engaged. There's a kid right now. If you want people who never really engaged in your group to actually come back in and engage and see your stuff again, you actually have to build a community where people are excited to be there, where people are, talking and conversating and building relationships and making friends and networking and whatever. If you're not doing that in your group, you're going to have a lot of people drop off. Most of what I see in groups that don't have that is around 20% active members who are active on a pretty consistent basis. Because, if you really think about it, anyone who is active on Facebook, they're on there almost every single day, if not every single day, if not multiple times a day. I think I shared the different statistics on another live that I did, but people are on their phones all the time and they're on Facebook all the time. Like, that's the way that the algorithm works, is to help keep people on there and then to help give people what they want. So they're getting community, they're getting that social feedback, they're getting that dopamine hit. They're getting the ads that they want to see for products that they want to buy. So that being said, it's all done to be in your favor, to give you what you want. That's the whole purpose of it. So if nobody had any questions, and I did remember to scroll this time, I completely forgot that last time when I was on here. Again, if you tuned in live, say hi to me down below. If you are tuning in on the replay, make sure you put replay down below so I know you're here. And if you have a question after you're watching on the replay or it didn't get to it live, just keep it drop down below and I will either answer it on the next live or I'll answer it in the comments. Bosco says, also, when you reply to comments from your Facebook or from your post, Facebook creates more organic visibility on other feeds. Absolutely true. So one of the cool things that I've done, I was going to do an action step for you guys. I think I gave you lots of action steps that you could do today, but I want to give you this one too. So I've shared about this in a couple different platforms, but if you ask a question or have some kind of viral engagement kind of question, that's just simple. You could do this on your personal profile. You ask a question, people go and answer on it. And you do this before you do your main business post or however you're going to reach out to people on the next post. You ask that question and the people who engage on it. So you want to make sure it's kind of targeted towards your audience for sure. But the people who engage on it are going to be shown your next post because Facebook now has logged in their algorithm that these people like to engage with you. So that's another thing, is keep those questions targeted to your target audience. And so like he said, it boosts visibility on other things. That same thing happens in your group. So if you go into that large 370,000 women's group and you're posting things in there, it's going to boost it in the newsfeed of people that have liked your previous stuff, because it's like, hey, so-and-so likes so-and-so, like Jennifer likes Talia. So we're going to boost Talia's next post in Jennifer's newsfeed so that Jennifer can like it again, since she likes to interact with Talia. So you want to kind of, I just made those names up, guys. Like, I don't know where that came from. Somewhere, not anywhere good. So again, if you have any questions that you think are dumb questions, ask them anyway. They're probably really good, and somebody else is probably thinking it too. So these are just some simple algorithm things. I've studied a lot of the Facebook algorithms. If you guys have any questions, I sang at the beginning like I do. I was encouraging you this time because you gotta remind yourself that you're a champion, that you're winning, that you're doing good things, that whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're doing your very best at it. And the more you are looking for those things, the more you will find the answers. And as long as you keep looking, as long as you keep searching, as long as you keep trying, you're going to keep finding. So I had this such cool, I came up with this little sign out earlier. I think I posted it in the comment. There it is. I need to see more. Yeah, teaching you how to win on social media. That's going to be my new sign off. I'm going to use that. I'm starting a YouTube channel in the next month, and I'm going to use that. This is Cierra Lueck, and I'm teaching you how to win on social media. So if you guys don't have any questions, I am going to go ahead and hop off. I promised my kids I would go get them a treat for being so quiet and good today. And I will talk to you guys again later. Again, don't forget to say hi and drop a comment down below and let me know if you have any questions. I will answer it in the comments or on the next live.